Krowbar is giving us his life journey. I'm even losing the words. He's sharing his life journey, and we're at the point where he's explaining the journey of discovering that his wife had kidney failure. Every time we've started this video over the last couple of things, I've just felt a conviction to remind you to give to ease a burden. You can already see from the story mentally what it's doing to him, the weight that it's on his family, and just the strain that it's causing. So part of the reason why we did this CTA and that we kicked off with this CTA is so that we could raise, I know he's aiming for 6 million shillings so that they can do the kidney transplant. I'm aiming for 10 million because even beyond the kidney transplant, there's a whole lot more needed. And we're going to talk about that. So one of the ways in which you can give is through M-Pesa. Krowbar, do.
My man.
Pay bill?
The pay bill is
411
64
15.
Yes.
So it's pay bill that. For the account number, just write CTA community. Let this guy see just how amazing we are. And I always say, I don't want to ask you guys to do something that I'm not doing. So, and this is the best thing about this. It doesn't matter if you have a shilling. Imagine, stop to just give that shilling. If that's all you can do, do that. If it's 5 shillings, give you 5 shillings. If it's 100, give 100. If it's 5,000, give that 5,000. If it's 1,000,000, give that 1,000,000. And it will be appreciated because it goes a long way in helping the Krowbar family with all that they are going through, easing the burden. So for me and my wife and my 2 children, we have given our 2,000.
Thank you, bro.
And I'm sure that you've appreciated it.
Sana.
Yep. Remember, let me just lip this. And then we can continue with the story. Talking about giving, where the story left off,
yes,
it left off at a very difficult place.
Okay.
Insurance can only cover so much.
It can only cover so much.
Uh-huh.
And it's good to understand context. At that point, we are out of the hospital. So we are now using our government insurance. And this is the point I'm going to tell people. Pay for your NHIF. Yani, I don't know how to emphasize this. Pay your NHIF. This is how NHIF has come through for us. 1 dialysis session is 9,500. 1. My wife does 2 in a week. Multiply that by 4 to get 1 month. That is like 80 Gs. On top of that, there is a medical test my wife has to do for
Let me just do that maths quickly.
Okay.
Right now. So you said
it's 9,500 times 2 times 4.
1 dialysis is 9,500.
Yes.
Times 2
times
that's
4.
19 Gs times 4. 76 Gs.
76 Gs.
And that's just what you're paying the hospital.
Not me. That is what the insurance does. That is what NHIF does.
Wow.
If they don't do that to you, my friend Munazika.
Whoa.
And people have gotten sick with no NHIF and they have died. You know, this NHIF thing looks like it's a scam. People have stolen money. And people have.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Let's call a spade a spade. But when it works.
It works.
Like for me, when it has, I know for sure for until the day the good man comes or takes me, I will forever pay NHIF. Because I know what it has done to my family. If it works, it works. Other expenses are, there's a test my wife has to do every month. That one is covered. What is not covered is
medicines,
supplements. People with kidney failure, their bodies can't process some things. Let me give you a nice, simple one. If you go there and bask outside on the sun tomorrow morning, your kidneys have capacity to process vitamin D.
Oh, man.
If my wife does that, that is nonsense to her body. Her kidneys can't do that. So you have to take vitamin D tablets. Have to take some supplements here and there. If you see my wife now, she doesn't look sick. She doesn't look sick because of 3 things. 1, she's never missed a dialysis session. She's faithful to her treatment. 2, people with kidney failure can't eat what they want. Have to watch their diet. Diet change is another expense.
Yeah.
Communicate. It's another expense. She can't eat what you guys are eating. So when meals are cooked, hers is a different ballgame. And then 3 is those supplements and other medication.
Krowbar,
Yes.
in South Africa, this wasn't what the life was.
Now, you see, SA was tough, but SA equipped us to a measure for this season.
Oh,
To a measure, it can equip you. So we were equipped. We were equipped for this season. One of the hardest things to go through is there was a phase where, man, and this is hard. There was a phase where we were thinking about, I hope we have no, let me give you context. I have to give you context for this. When you start going for dialysis, you need to understand you're not the only one. There are other people going. Okay?
Yeah.
So, there are other dialysis patients and their caregivers become your friends also. Because you're all meeting on these 2 days. We're all meeting on Mondays and on Thursdays. So the patients become friends and the caregivers become friends and all of you get to know one another. But there are times when you come and then you find out that other guy you used to know
That's going to be the Lord.
has gone to be the Lord.
Oh my God.
You know, or like an example, let me tell you something difficult that happened was one day my wife went for dialysis and I'm not angry at this. The nurse was a trainee. He or she was learning how to do this thing. And I understand. And they made a mistake, a genuine mistake. They were not malicious. But there was an air bubble that came and it entered my wife.
Oh.
And my wife collapsed. When she was in the hospital, she collapsed. And thank God she was in the hospital. There was an emergency and took a while, but they revived her and she lives. We live to tell that story.
Oh my God.
And an accident like that, if not properly managed, you're talking something else. And so dialysis being a success is a miracle by itself. Aniket. So with that in play, I had to get to a place where I had to explain this all to the kids. I had to explain how a kidney works and what it does.
How old is this kids that you're talking about?
By now they are 9 and 11.
Oh.
So at that point they were 10 and 8. So I was there explaining to them, this is how a kidney works. Your mom goes for dialysis. This is what dialysis is. This is why she needs it. This is what needs to be done for her to get well. She needs a transplant. This is why we are heading towards there. This is why we haven't crossed that bridge. And explaining that over and over and over again until they understand. Do you know why I had to do that? Was because the kids had to know in case anything happens. So that they never say, our father never told us. These are hard things to talk about.
You guy, you're.
Those are not easy things.
I have 2
It
girls.
was
I can't.
so hard that when the year began, I remember when this year began, one of the first things I told myself is, I am going to do therapy. And both I did therapy. And when I began, my wife began, and we are not doing a couples therapy. It is individual. We have the same therapist, but it is individual therapy. I am doing my own session, she's doing her own. Her as a patient, me as a caregiver. Because it was intense. It was really, really intense. We did it until we finished our outpatient cover. That is how bad we were doing. Tulifanya, tukaimaliza. Venye tulimaliza, tukaambia organization which is run by my good friend, Mrs. Ashitifa, akatuambia, listen guys, this is what we'll do. You guys need this. All the other sessions are on us. They took that burden to make sure. And I remember Agnes, my therapist, that woman was very, very thorough. That woman told me, my biggest concern is you. Because if you are well, that family is well. If you're not well, that family is going down. And so she's been all up on me, on my throat, making sure I am well. I'm well balanced. It's been a crazy, crazy journey. I even feel for the kids because I know even them, I know they will need therapy. I know they will. They've taken in a lot. Our parents have taken a lot on both ends, our siblings. But when the year began, I think God wanted us to know that He's with us. I was wondering, I don't know how this thing will work with school fees and stuff. And I remember there's a couple that reached out to us, Mark and Ray, and they said, the school fees of your kids is on us for the whole year. Boss, I was wondering how, because last year I was paying school fees. I was wondering, man, I don't know how those supplements are going to come through. And out of them taking that burden, that came through. Another couple, Tony and Marge, they said, Joy's transportation to the dialysis and back is on us. You know, you go through these tough things in life. Like let me tell you something crazy that happened just the other day. The other day, my wife tells me she's not feeling well. And she tells her doctor, and her doctor is Dr. Soki. And Soki tells her, okay, why are you not feeling well? Hey, when I bend down, I'm feeling like this on my chest. I'm feeling like this, like that. The doctor says, okay. Do this. Go do this CT scan. And then come and tell me. It's known as CT venogram. It checks how your veins are. And, man. You remember that catheter I was telling you?
Yeah.
So, see, there are two things hanging outside, and then from here it runs inside your body, goes in, then it enters the vein. So, it's inside the aorta wave, which is a very big valve, like this. Very big vein, very close to the heart. We're speaking 2 or 3 inches to the heart. At the tip of that catheter that is now taking blood and bringing in blood, there was a blood clot that was seen of about 2 centimeters. That's a very big thing. 2 centimeters is like this. It was 2 centimeters by 1 by what? It was a very big blood clot at the tip. And so my wife, just the other day, she's on blood thinners. And we're just hoping that clot thins out. Bro. Yeah. Wow. So, and you're just hoping the next test you'll do it at Utambiwa, it has thinned out or something. Actually, these are hard things.
Paul.
These are hard things to go through. And I'm not special that I'm going them through alone. There are other men, there are other women handling similar things. And so, I, have you ever wondered why you're going through something and you don't know why? Me, I don't know why. I don't know why this is happening to me. But I'm gonna give you something funny. Last year, another lady known as Moyo paid us a visit. Moyo and his husband Masha, we were their best couple. And when Moyo paid us a visit, Moyo said, "Hey, can you play us your wedding video?" And I said, "Oh yeah, it's somewhere on my Google Drive somewhere." And I remember clicking it, connecting the laptop, and I remember us watching it. And I remember when we went to bed, and I noticed my wife was crying. Anyway, we go to bed crying many times. And she said, "I'm crying because you said in sickness and in health. And I just want to tell you that you've kept your word. Thank you for keeping your word." And that hit me very differently. By that point, Joy was just sick like 4 months. That was the first time she was telling me, "Thank you for keeping your word." Yeah, watu wachwa, bro, watu wachwa. In this journey, now we are going into the transplant route. And statistics are very interesting in this transplant route. It's the most expensive part. It has 3 phases: pre-surgery, surgery, and post. Pre means the donor and the recipient get tested to find out there is nothing wrong with you. If they find a problem, that problem has to be fixed.
Yes.
Okay? Other than that, the only problem should be the kidneys. Then the next phase is the surgery, straight up. Organ is removed there, placed there. The third part is the post.
The recovery.
Hey, recovery doesn't happen in a week, bro, here.
That thing shocked me.
That thing takes months, bro.
And it is
so very expensive journey. And that journey, my friend, has messed up families. Marriages have ended 2 or 4 years down the line because of post-surgery and how expensive it is. Most of that 6 mic is for post, bro. The surgery has a valuation of 1.9. The testing has a valuation of about 800 Gs. Most of that is for post. If you get that wrong, you might lose that marriage too.
And the reason the post is
expensive, let me give you context.
Fragile.
This is what happens. Let's assume this is the immunity of a kidney patient. So during the surgery, before the surgery, they start lowering their immunity. They lower it up to around here. Then the surgery happens. Okay?
Why do they lower it?
Because of antibodies and white blood cells. They will kill anything that is foreign. So you lower immunity so that when the organ is put inside,
it doesn't.
It's not killed by the body. Okay. Then they start lifting the immunity
while checking.
So how does that go? Surgery may happen. 10 days later, you leave the hospital. You go home. You stay for a day. You come back. You get tested, stay for a day, come back, get tested. That happens for about 10 days. Then after that, you stay for 2 days, get tested. 2 days for another 2 weeks. Then after that, 3 days. All this is monitoring your immunity so that it doesn't kill the organ. As we are lifting. Goes to 4 days test, 5 days test, 6 days, 7 days, all the way up to we get to 30 days test around there. Then they will find a nice balance. Your immunity will never go back to 100. So it has to stay at a certain level. That level is where you need all this time you are on heavy immunosuppressants. So immunosuppressants means medicine that suppresses immunity. So it will reduce up to a certain place where they find a balance where this medicine will now keep your immunity at that level so that it doesn't kill the organ. That takes between 6 to 8 months.
And there's something...
Okay. And so that whole process, if you get it wrong, if you don't take your medicine on time, if you miss it, joke, you're back on dialysis.
And on top of that, because your immunity, as you have said on your hand, is at the bottom, you can't just come and chill with us. Make a cough on you.
You've seen
you
that.
You can't just go and chill with kiddos who are coming from school with...
Because of that lowered immunity, my wife will not live with us for about 2 to 3 months after the surgery.
She's living in a bubble.
She has to live in a bubble because a simple sneeze can kill.
Even the traveling from the hospital in a car, it's
that trip is a very careful trip. You have to double mask. You have to make sure that car is well, like sterilized.
Yes.
Is that the right word?
Yes, it is.
Then you go, mukifika hospitali, munakuja kama mmerukishwa line. You go straight into the lab, removed blood, out of the lab, out. You don't stay in the hospital because there is a lot of infection there. Car back. It's not a joke. If there's a doctor's visit, it's a few minutes, done, gone. Because they have to check that. It's a crazy journey. And now here we are, we have kids. Now imagine telling your kids you have to prepare them, they might not see their mother for a while. These are absurd things, man.
Man, you know, let me say this. The financial is not even your...
Kwisha. Now you're starting to see it. It is the mental wellness that is important. Your mind needs to be in a certain place. Even my friends have noticed that I'm now quiet. Going to a place, you just keep quiet. Unakaa unanyamaza tu. I was like, hey, Karosh, hey, kosa. Because you have nothing to say. If you open your mouth, you're just talking about shocking things. So you just keep quiet. Because even me, I don't want to be a problem to people. I love my community. I love them to the moon. And they love me. And they'll do anything for me. And I know, and I don't want to be careful with them. But I love them. Unanishika. And they understand my journey. You know, and they're the ones who are noticing this, that when we are hanging out, I'm awfully quiet. Even the other day, it was very interesting. My kids came and said, hey, Dad, you're very quiet. And I went like, my kids have noticed. Way. So,
So let me say this.
Yeah, man.
Let me try my best. Not even let me try my best. Let me have a conversation with somebody watching this.
Yeah.
On your behalf. Can I? Just give me a second. Yeah. So, you guys have had DJ Krowbar doesn't even have the strength to ask you for financial assistance. It's not out of pride, it's just out of you're close to finished, you're worn out, you're tired, you're fatigued, you lack the words. You're trying to not throw your burden onto other people. So allow me for 1 second to throw this burden to other guys. Guys, this is why I was saying, my target is not 6M. My target is 10M. And my target is not 10M on what he's already raised. My target is just 10M. It's what I felt. And it's why I've been taking the element to sacrifice the little that I have or whatever I have to just give. So the way to give is very simple. First and foremost, I want you to understand this. Don't think that you don't have something to give. Sometimes we have a mentality that, oh, I don't have, but you do have. A shilling is something. And people sometimes don't look at a shilling like it's something because they're like, why should I give a shilling? A shilling can't even buy something. But if 5 people give a shilling, that's 5 shillings, and that 5 shillings can buy something. You get what I mean? Alone, your 1 shilling may look useless, but united, 1,000,000 shillings coming from 1,000,000 people is 1,000,000 shillings.
Right.
You get? So me, I'm trying to push you. Whatever it is that you have, look at that as something and watch God multiply that thing. So me, I'm going to start. And now one of the things that I've pushed myself while seated here is that I'm not going to ask you to do something that I am not doing. We've been vibing here for hours. I'm going to go. What is the pay bill number, Karosh?
It is 411
411
64
64
15.
Yes. Then you just press continue. Again, for that's the pay bill number. It's on your screen, and all the time I say this, I put it on the screen. Account number, just weka CTA. Whatever it is that you have, you can give. Me, as usual, from me and my farm, Karosh.
Yes, sir.
Going to Wanjiro's DJ Krowbar's wife's medical fund. Our 2,000 shillings is coming in. So pay
Thank
bill.
you, Richie, man.
I weka my pin. I weka my pin. It is done. Sir?
Yes, sir.
Then let's do it again. Niko na fuliza. Acha nifulize. Mimi niko na fuliza. I'll sort out my I'll sort out my fuliza again kesho. So I go to pay bill. Enter 411
6415.
64
Richie, you know
6415. You press continue. Again you write CTA. Enter. I put my 2,000 as usual. Enter. DJ Krowbar's wife. We pay bill. I put my pin. Hey, retry. Hold on. Put my pin. I think I put my wrong pin. It was saying, Allah, this guy's made 2 transactions in one.
Yes, it notices.
Oh yes, actually.
So you'll need to give it time.
Okay, yeah. Let me give it. No, let me change the number. You see, that's God's way of saying that number. You've put it. Change the number. So let's change the number. So enter pay bill 411
6415.
6415. Account number, I'll put CTA. It's on the screen. This time I'll put 3 Gs. Let's see if it will agree. The Krowbar's, put my pin. It's agreed.
Thank you, brother, man.
Guys.
So I remain optimistic, man.
Me, I'm telling you, not only may you see a miracle of this thing.
I am optimistic. I might look tired, but I am optimistic. Richie, I would not have done this if I don't want this girl to live. For real. And ningeambia tu dem weji sort na hizi interviews.
You know, you have been a blessing to watch as a husband, supporting his wife. Just seeing this, hearing your story.
Richie.
I'm serious. As a husband supporting his wife in our day and age, to see this. And I love it, put it not on CTA, because this is practicality. This is life. You know, this says through sickness and health,
Very true.
through the ups and downs, poverty and riches.
Very true.
Guys live.
Guys leave.
But this is marriage. This is it. Guys, this is it. Guys don't like seeing this other side. But this is it. Don't say I do if this, you're not going to do this. This is it. So big ups, Krowbar. How are the kids?
Well, the kids are holding on. Kids are holding on. It's a mountain on them also. And but they'll be fine. We had a very hard talk the other day. And I remember I was telling them, guys, you didn't choose to be born here. This is where you were born. This cup that is in front of you, God knows you have capacity for it. I told them, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't. Refuse that place. Don't allow your mind to go there. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Life moves on. We can't dwell there. Have I stopped working? Then they said, no. So you see me work? Yes. So we continue. Do you see your mom work? Yes. The day she's strong, so you see her do something? Yes. There you go. Tuendelee pia sisi.
Let me ask you this
Yeah.
question as we transition. What do you want people to know? What do you want people to do for you? Minus the, I mean, how?
Wow, that's a good
Yes.
question. That's a very
What do you want people? Yeah, what do you want people to know? Or what can we do? Of course, is a giving part.
That's a good one. What I want them to know is...
Welcome back. If we fall asleep, it's because we've eaten.
And eaten well.
Adelle, how did you find the Sarova lunch?
First, I never finish my food. So I even had to Instagram my empty plates after finishing the entire meal.
As proof.
The pasta alla polo. So it's chicken, creamy pasta with chicken and mushrooms, and oof.
Yeah.
It was good. You notice I didn't offer you guys it. You guys offered me yours. I was just by yourselves.
I was so full from breakfast. All I had was chicken wings. But still...
it still hits.
Yeah. Derek and Nick enjoyed the scrumptious. What did you have? Pork chops.
Pork chops, yeah.
Nick, this is behind the scenes. Amazing. A big thank you to Sarova for just the amazing meal. The amazing meal.
Yeah.
By the way, every Sunday at Sarova, the video that just played in the beginning of this, every Sunday at Sarova there's a brunch. Amazing food, different stations.
Yeah.
Salad bar, sushi bar. There's got meat like crazy.
Wow.
Prawns, nyam chom chicken, name it. There's the kids side. It's just, if you're looking for a place to biryani, shawarma, to name but a few. I can't even finish mentioning everything. I've not even talked about dessert and the rest. Right here at the Sarova every Sunday from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
This video I played it in, I started getting a lot of phone calls. Guys, Nesenda Sarova Kesho, Kukula.
Yeah, because you see food, you just get hungry.
So the meal we had today is actually from the restaurant, which is downstairs.
Wow.
So that you can come anytime
and
just have. But the special, trust me, you want to come for the Sunday brunch. Just call, reserve, all details in the comments and description. Let's continue with this amazing story.
Yes.
But I had to always say a big thank you.
Yeah. And I thought, still on your brunch, I actually made a mental note to try and figure out when to come for it.
Yeah.
When I watched the Big Ted episode, one of the videos, you mentioned the brunch, and I was like, okay, I need to come.
Note
I need
to
to
self.
come for it. Yeah.
So let's continue the story. So where we left off this story was a bit of a sad place. So I want you to take it on from there. So now things are getting a bit difficult or confused at 1FM.
Yeah.
Vision wise, and then suddenly then your mom passes on.
Yeah. And I think even it happened in the reverse. I mean, I knew there were certain things going on in 1FM that I was like, where are we going? Whatever. But I think I still had that naivety of, I was 22 now. And I still was a bit naive about workplace and what I want as an employee, what I want from a career, you know what I mean? But then my mom was, as I mentioned, had been diagnosed in 1999 with breast cancer. So she had fought it on and off all of those years. And this time it came back a bit too rigorously, and it spread. And so I remember, my mom passed away on the 31st of March 2012. And I wince while saying that because I've learned what my mind does is with dates that have trauma, it erases them. So there are moments where I can't remember the actual day. There are times I'd have to write it down so that I keep remembering, or save some things that has the date, whatever. And so which was it was a Saturday morning. I still remember it was Saturday morning. She had traveled to see my grandmother. So my ancestral home is in Ugenya, Siaya, which is 1 hour or so away from Kisumu.
Yeah.
And so she had traveled, and I remember I'd called her because she was still going through treatment. And I'd called her and I was like, is this really the time to be traveling? And I was kind of being the parent in that moment, and she just laughed it off and whatever. But I think I don't know. I sometimes I think that she knew, you know, what was going on. And so she went to see my grandmother, and she developed complications. By the time they got her to the hospital in Kisumu, she had already passed away. Now, at this point, my mom was now not working at Kenya Breast Health Program anymore. She was working at the National Commission for Integration and Cohesion. No, National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC. And she was the vice chair. So now she's doing a lot of things nationally. And even like a couple of days before she died, she had gotten various leaders like Raila and a few other key people to sign this Kenya Kwanza kind of like petition or whatever, to say that they were going to put Kenya first, which of course they're still failing to do, but here we are. But that's who she was. She was working like to the very end. So it's Saturday. I'm at home in Langata with Amanda, my sister. And I'm getting ready to go for my first yoga class with my then boyfriend. I've convinced him. Like the things we make men do. I'm ready. I still remember even everything I was wearing. And then Amanda gets a phone call. And when she comes out of her room, she just keeps saying no. And then I knew. Like, she didn't have to articulate the words. I just kind of knew. And it's funny how shock works with different people, because I went into like rationalizing things. So I just grabbed a duvet. So I knew, one, people are going to be coming to the house. So I grabbed a duvet. Then I was like, I don't want people to worry about me, so I'm not gonna get into bed. I'll go downstairs, but I know, I'll be there for a while because there'll be so many people coming. Let me take a duvet so that in and out of people coming, I'll be sleeping and I'll be warm. Literally, I have just found out my mom has died. These are my first thoughts, right? It's weird how the mind works when you're in shock and when but then again, there's no right way to receive such news. So, went to the couch, and then family started, trooping in. The days before her burial were like kind of like blurry. All I remember is like my Auntie Jane, making sure there was food around me all the time. Because when I'm not okay, even to date, I don't eat. Like literally my emotions and my appetites are like this. So if I'm not okay, I literally will not eat. And I won't be hungry. It's not even that, oh, I'm so hungry, but I don't have the energy. There's just no hunger, right? So I remember her constantly, like, there was just constantly a plate. Yeah. You like chicken lollipops, samosas. I still remember that. I remember my other aunt getting rid of all my painkillers. I mean, I wasn't abusing painkillers, but she didn't want me to develop any sort of, need for them.
That was clever of her.
I still remember, and I remember afterwards being like, Auntie Betty, do you know how much that whole pack of Betapin was? And I just remember so many people coming to our house. I remember Raila came to our little house in Langata.
Whoa.
We're not from, I think it was the time when I realized my mom wasn't just my mom. I was like, what? We got a letter from Kofi Annan.
What?
Then of course Yvonne Chaka Chaka flew in. Yeah,
I remember.
Came to Kenya. And I was just like, wait, when was she doing all of these things? Like, she was always here for me. So when was she impacting you people's lives? When was that happening? And not to say that only when certain huge names come through is when there's impact, but I was like, what? This woman was, what? This is crazy. But the funeral, before the burial, there's a lot of noise. Everyone is around you. Everybody's checking up on you. People are sleeping over. There's always someone around. So you don't have a chance to understand how empty life is going to be without this person. And then you travel shags, you do the burial, and then you come back to this house where you used to have dinner with this person. Or when you came back from work, you used to first thing go into her room. When you woke up in the morning, you used to, you know, when you were leaving the office, you used to call and say, I'm on my way home. And then now there's just a number in your phone and you can't call this person. Yeah.
It's like the way I've been telling you throughout this whole time. Your mom is the hero of this story. And I've been saying it just because I've been hearing
her
presence in your life as you're growing. Yeah. And
so now she's gone. And you kind of have to, I don't know, acknowledge, accept, or figure out what even that looks like. I was just finding out now in therapy that I thought I'd accepted, but I haven't. And it's been 9 years, going on 10.
Oh.
And I realized that that's normal. My therapist was like, imagine, that's normal. It's normal.
That's so powerful.
Now is when you now are confronting certain emotions. It's normal. I thought I had. And then last year, I really just, the grief took another hectic turn that it felt like it was day one.
Last year.
And and when I say last year, I'm not talking early last year. I'm talking like late 2021. It felt like day one. So now it's like, what? Am I not making any progress? I did everything. Like, I read all the articles. I did everything I was meant to do. But grief is so tricky. It's so tricky, you know?
Abel, when I went to Zambia, I interviewed Abel Chungu, and he said one of the most powerful things. He said, you know, the hardest grief is extremely difficult for people who are loved so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because this person wasn't I'm not saying if it wasn't a bad person, I mean, the person was a bad person,
you wouldn't miss them,
yeah. But I'm saying because they were so loving and such an amazing person in your life and so impactful and so present.
Oh, yeah.
That hole is 50 times.
And she occupied various roles. So I didn't just lose a mother, I lost a friend and a best friend at that. I didn't just lose a best friend, I lost a mentor, career-wise, advisor, you know. I lost a cheerleader. So you've lost multiple people that were embodied in ones, but there are multiple roles, you know. And just even to show how close I was with my mom, when I came back from Botswana, and now I was in Saints, my mom was those ones of like, she's not going to buy you a cell phone. You either work for half of it or half of what the phone costs. And remember, back in the day, phones were super expensive. Or you just don't have a phone. So while I was working to save for my half of the phone, I was sharing a phone with my mom. And because the 3310 I had in Botswana, their system is different. Like it's locked to
the SIM card.
To the SIM card and to that network.
Yeah.
And then you can upgrade with the network. It's a completely different system, right? So anyway, and back then, River Road hadn't learned how to crack the phones. Now they do. But, so I was sharing a phone with her and I was in a relationship with that black tie.
Ooh.
So she knew when we had our first kiss. She knew. And it was not at I sent you to school to read and these are the things. No, it was just like, how are you feeling about it? Are you comfortable? Those are the So that's how close we were, you know?
That's close, man. The guys who call SMSing you, Leo, baby.
I don't think you even knew. Poor young man.
I got you, girl.
Right?
When you coming over.
It's both of us. Look at this guy. Look.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Oh, shucks. That's a best friend.
So that's a best friend. And so that's what I lost, you know, and then also the media industry is so, you don't get to be a human. You don't get time to be a human being. So I think even after, I struggle to remember how much time I took after the burial, but it was 1 to 2 weeks. But even the burial, what I remember, which was so interesting, is first and foremost, it took us like 3 weeks. Jango, in true Jango fashion. We have to mourn dramatically for a while. So it took us like 3 weeks. But I remember we had a mass here at Don Bosco, and the church was so full. And obviously, as the family, you're sitting at the front, and I gave a speech where I read a poem. I read a poem because I wrote a poem, and I read it. And when I looked up, I still remember, this is why I'll always have time for Sauti Sol. All 4 of them were seated right up there. I don't know why. I don't know, because we were not BFFs. Like now I'd understand, you know, not that to say we're BFFs, no. But
it's
like,
okay, BFFs.
So my people, Daniel insult me. Jesus. But like, I remember seeing them and I was just like, oh my God, how comes they're here? You know what I mean? Like, and it's, I still remember that moment and seeing like my boss, seeing a cleaner from work, it was just surreal, you know? But we did the burial, which
Can I ask this? I know Jangos bring the body.
Yeah.
Did they do that for your mom?
What do you mean bring the body?
Sometimes they bring the body to the house.
No, but in Shags, here no.
Oh, here no.
Here no. So in Shags, the night before the burial.
Were you in Shags at the time?
Yeah.
So did that help?
I don't think anything can help at that point.
Okay. I get.
I don't think anything helps at that point. You think, and also because there's so much to help you run away from reality.
Oh, I get.
My friends were there, and like, you know, they're also trying to get you away from thinking about it by talking about completely other things. Then there's so much to be done, you know. There's so many things, and sometimes, like even now, I now have 2 nieces and a nephew, and one of the things I'm just like, damn, they never got to meet their grandma, and they would have been best friends. So I try and like save all from YouTube, all interviews she did, and in doing that, I found footage of the funeral. And I was watching it, and I was like, I don't even remember, when did I buy those shoes that I'm wearing? I was like, this is like an out-of-body experience, because I don't remember this. I don't remember that. So the burial happened.
I'm so glad that you get to show them that. Part of the reason why I love CTA is that fast forward down 20 years, 50 years, your story is there told by you.
Exactly.
For the next generation.
Exactly.
And things like that. From your own mouth.
Yeah. This is so important. I wish I had, you know, now there's so many phones I've been through, so I've lost SMSs.
Yeah.
I still remember her number, and I'm bad with numbers. Even my own cell phone number is saved in my phone as me. Like, and not as Adelle, as me. M-E, right? Because I go blank. But I still remember my mom's cell phone number to date, you know? So I wish if there was a CTA then, it would have been so nice to have had her on it and had that as a family to hold on to.
It's been so weird because 1 or 2 people have called me, actually not 1 or 2, really couple of people. It's like, I want you to interview my dad. No, don't put it on YouTube. You just come and sit down and talk to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I understand it.
And you know what's so important before, and why sometimes I think my mom knew that this is the end. She wanted to do 2 things. One, she wanted us all to take a trip to India. I don't know why. Like a girls trip. We were just like, India, we want to go to Vegas. Turn up. Not be cultural. And then she organized a photo shoot for all of us, my sisters and her, with Barbara Manishi, a fantastic photographer.
Yeah.
And we had a makeup artist.
So you did it?
We did it.
Oh, wonderful.
And my sisters and I were laughing, especially Amanda and I used to like poke at my mom, and we used to call her, hey, Sonkores. Because you're like, hey, gonna make up, you're paying for all of these things. But at least we had that. That was like a really nice last thing for the four of us to experience together.
And she had this close to the time she passed.
Yeah, very close, very close. Yeah, so you know, the funeral happens and there's so many distractions and there's politicians, so you know, there's a lot of distractions and useless speeches. But then you come back home and then you're faced with that reality. And I don't think I really fully, I don't know if there's a way to prepare for it, because I wasn't prepared for it either way. And I remember I bought huge shades, like huge. And I would drive to work. This time I'm doing the show alone, and what I alluded to before is that I think I only took, after the burial, 2 or 1 week, which in hindsight was not enough. Yeah. But then again, what is enough time? Yeah. So I went back to work and I'd have this huge shades and I would just drive crying. I remember one song that used to always make me cry without fail is Dance in the Rain by, 2 songs. Dance in the Rain by SDL. I don't know why. To date, even like if I'm listening to music in the car and I'm put it on shuffle and that song comes, I quickly change because it takes me back to that. It always used to make me cry. And then Pata Pata by Miriam Makeba, that was my mom's favorite song. It was her ringtone, everything. So that song, like, it carries so many emotions for me. But I'd get to work, Barclays Plaza, literally be crying in the lifts, I'd collapse with the receptionist. She was doing admin stuff at the time. Her name was Susan. I'd like collapse crying. Not I have a show. I'm about to go on air.
Yeah.
Go on air. Hey, One Drive, welcome to One Drive. Zima the mic, cry. As the songs are playing, as people are jamming to the big tunes I'm playing for them, I have cried Yangu Yote, then come back on. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that song. Cry. It was hell.
What?
It was hell. Isitoshe, I come back to the show, to the station. We've been given different roles. Me now, because I used to talk and listen to people, my boss has decided I can do HR. So now, HR. Now I'm checking, I'm Googling.
Mope?
No!
Just...
See now how people are sneaky in these corporate streets.
These Kenyan streets.
We've seen this strength in you. Compensate it then, dude.
Kenya, hizo tabia tuache, please.
Bad manners. It's so bad. And then HR.
HR. These guys.
For a company that never had a HR, so you're building the foundation and you have zero skills. So I had to Google, like, what is HR? What do I need? Okay, health insurance. How do I set this up for people? What are the labor laws? What is this guy meant to give us that he's not giving us? Okay, so we need this. Oh, there's conflict. People management.
HR
while
is a
I'm
skill on its
grieving.
own. What?
And doing a radio show.
Okay.
Dude, that was difficult. That was, and you see, the media, the way it is, and I'm not complaining, and it's not a weakness, but it doesn't see practitioners in it as humans. You're not seen as a human. You just have to show up, and it's tough.
I wouldn't even say it's media. I think it's corporate culture.
Yes.
Corporate culture. So it's not just within the radio presenter, or it's just Kenya corporate culture.
And now this happens when I'm 23.
Wow.
Yeah. And I realize, I'm like, now I'm no longer blinded by, I'm working around the music and I love and celebs. Now I'm like, crap, I have to adult, you know? I have to think of bills. Not to say we weren't shipping any
Yeah, yeah.
bills, but like I have to actively think about bills. I have to actively think about, you know, health insurance. I have to think about all of the adulting things that you have to think about. So even my attitude towards this job changes. So I started having conversations with my boss about, you know, better compensation. By this time, he's increased my pay, but that's not enough. I'm like, what are the benefits, you know? What is the... Where is this job going to go to? Am I going to be on as a presenter throughout? So where is your company growing to, so that I see
where I fit
into that plan? And if I don't, I need to figure out what my plan is, you know? And you're doing all of this while I've lost my confidence, the person who tell me, ask for this, do this, in a work setup. And it's tough. And you have to, then at 3 p.m., you have to turn on the mic and sound happy. You have to sound happy. It was, it was very tough. It was very, very tough. And I don't even know how I negotiated it. I don't know. I think I was just putting one foot in front of the other and taking every day as it came. And
in Langata, by the way, are you living with Amanda? Any of your sisters, or both of them are out?
I'm now living with Amanda.
Okay.
Because my sister by the time was married, and my elder sister was married
and Marie
elsewhere. But we were very still close.
Yeah, because they're the only other people who can understand what it is that you're going through.
And even with grief, it's so weird. Each of us had a very different, because my mom met each of us where we were at in terms of personality and who we were. So we each had a very different relationship.
Unique relationship.
So that made, and still makes, our grief very unique. So it's really a lonely journey. No one can work it for you.
So it doesn't matter whether this person had the relationship with this person.
No one can work it for you. No one. And I keep saying it to date, I would never wish the death of whoever your primary parent is. I would never wish that on even my greatest enemy. I would never. It's, I mean, 9 years on, and here I am feeling emotions as fresh as day one. 9 years. A kid has been born, they've gone to class 1, class 2, class 3. Here I am, you know? So that was very difficult. So she died March 2012. And then towards the end of 2012 is when I think I'm driving to work. Then I get, now I used to do this thing. Uselab nimbaya. I used to do this thing that I don't pick calls from numbers I don't know.
Adulting.
Because there's just some days nowadays I don't do that, but it's not out of, it's when I'm having a tired day or like a, you know, now with business, I pick every call. You don't know who that person might be. Could be your next advertiser, you know? So I didn't pick. Also, I was driving, in my defense. See you, celeb, only. And then I get an SMS. Hey, it's Caroline Mutoko. Please give me a call when you get this.